Does God exist? Here's how to prove that God does not exist using logic and reason. Mainstream Christianity says that God is all-loving, meaning he wants the best for everyone. It also says that God is all-powerful and knows everything. But here's the problem. Some souls go to hell, which is an eternity of the worst fate imaginable. So if God wants to prevent souls from going to hell but can't, then he's not all-powerful. But if he can prevent it but doesn't, then he's not all-loving. So how does this make sense? Some argue that it's free will, but if choosing not to believe in God leads to eternal suffering, is that a fair choice? That's like an abuser saying, "Love me or I'll beat you." That's not love. Even if we accept that argument, remember that hell is eternal. An all-loving being would at the very least give us another chance. But hell is forever, no second chances. So either God can't prevent people from going to hell, meaning he's not all-powerful, or he won't, meaning he's not all-loving. This contradiction proves that the God of the Bible, as described in traditional Christianity, is a logical impossibility and cannot exist.
One problem is that we don't actually know much about hell. The Bible will use apocalyptic language the same way it does in Revelation to describe hell, to say where the worm does not die, things like that. But the idea that, you know, a devil or a demon is going to be down there with a pitchfork and just sort of poking you for eternity, all of this, a lot of it comes from like medieval times. Like a lot of it is just later tradition.
Yeah.
What we do know about hell is in the Old Testament, the prophets say the Lord will pay to each one according to what he has done. And so even though we don't know a lot of details about hell, for sure, it's not physical in the same way that this is physical, because it's eternal. So you can't have an eternal aspect to a physical realm. That's a logical impossibility, because according to our laws of physics, there can't be physical infinites. So whatever hell is, it's not physical in the same way this is physical. It's not a place in the same way that we have places. There's no time in the same way that we experience time. What we do know is that God pays to each according to what he has done. That's all we know. And there's one thing you can say about that. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
For every evil deed done, for every lie, for all the pain that people cause, after their life, God pays back to them what they have done to others. Why? Because those others that they hurt are also created in the image of God. So that actually glorifies God, that he is so fair. It would be unfair if we lived in a universe where there's Nazis, where there's Holocausts, where there's evil things done, where God does nothing about it.